All praises. And my brothers, come out here real fast. Come out here real fast. Hey, who is this right here? Who is this right here? You said they look like Jesus? All right. What you say? You said no? And who is this right here? You said the devil? You see that? You see that? So look, we see this image our whole life. We think this white man is Jesus, and we think the one that looked like us is the devil. You see how they had played us, our young children, thinking what? That the actual description of Jesus Christ looked like the devil? Let me show you something. Let me get Revelation 1:14.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So my young brothers, the Bible said Christ's head and his hair were white and woolly. That means the hairs on his head and on his face were white and woolly. Now, I'm gonna ask you a question. Does this man have white, woolly hair? He don't. He don't. The type of hair we have on top of our head is actually woolly as well. Think about, you see how with your grandparents, right? The older they get, the grayer their hair they get, and it looks real white. So that's saying about Christ. So think about this. That's one strike against him. He got brown stringy hair, but the Bible said he got white, woolly hair. Right. Watch this.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Now he's talking about his eyes. It said the eyes were the flame of fire. Does this man have red eyes? He don't. Think about this. Whenever you get mad, what color do your eyes turn? They turn red. Yes. Showing you what? That's two strikes against this white man. But Christ looked more like a black man according to the Bible. Now watch this.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
Now my young brother, you said that was the devil, right? Now let me ask you a question. If you took your socks off, can I tell that you're a black person just by looking at your feet? Yeah. Right. Read it again.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
Now the question is, what color is brass? It's a goldish brown, right? So he said Christ's feet is the same color as brass. But we're finna see how brown he was. Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
Now you take that and you burn anything, what color is gonna turn? It's gonna turn black. Yes. So what color is Jesus Christ? He's black. Yes. He's black. You got it mixed up, my young brother. This is Christ. This is a better description of Christ according to the Bible. This right here, this is the devil. Yes. We've been taught lies against this whole man our whole lives. You don't understand. Let me ask you a question. Who all can be saved? You say everybody. This the same. This is what he pushed on us. Are you familiar with slavery? What happened to us in slavery? Come closer. We got whooped and we were forced to work for white people. The same people that gave you that white image, right? You think they're gonna teach you who you really are? Let me get Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28. Now you say we got whooped and were forced to serve the white man, right? So you are kind of familiar. How old are you? You're 16. So you kind of familiar that what? We the ones that had chains upon our necks. We was out there in the cotton fields. We was out there being sold. Our young sisters being raped. Our mothers being raped. Our father got killed. That's what happened to us. But watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So think about this. How did we get to America? Cargo slave ships. So the Bible is saying what? The Israelites can go back to the slavery again, but this time when they go in slavery, they going on ships. Read it one more time.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So he said, y'all going back to slavery again, but this time you're going on ships. Does anybody else say they went into slavery on slave ships like we did? No. No, they can't. Read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
So clearly as I'm speaking to you, my young brother, that's how Moses was speaking to us back there in the wilderness. Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Now think about this. He said, we're never going to see our homeland again. Where did we come from as a people? From Africa. That's what they teach in school, right? We come from Africa. Now, Africa is a big continent with 50 plus countries. So where did we come from? from those countries. So we came from all countries in Africa. We didn't. Let me get Galatians 4:26 real fast. Because this is what you got to understand. We've been taught lies. You understood that what? We were brought here on slave ships and we were forced to serve the white man. Right. So this same white man taught you what? He taught you everything you know in school. He taught you about yourself. Right. He taught you about church. He taught us all these different things, but we never came back to the Bible. Watch this.
The book of Galatians, chapter 4 and verse 26. Yep. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
So Jerusalem which is in Israel. That's our motherland. Before they built the Suez Canal, Jerusalem, Israel was part of Africa. That's where we come from. You gotta think about this. Go back to Deuteronomy 28:68. We're gonna prove more of the fact. When we came here, was we all free men or were we slaves? We were slaves. Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Slavery again with ships. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemy.
Sold unto our friends.
Sold unto your enemy.
So who are we sold to once we got here? The white man. Look at this. We didn't do this to ourselves. They were selling us. They seen you and they seen your little brother. They seen you and you and your little brother. You know what? Let me go ahead and buy him. He like he'd be a good worker for the rest of his life. That's how they look at you. So when we got here, we got sold unto our enemies, which is the white man. That's one of them. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
He said for slave men and slave women. Read.
And no man shall buy you.
He said no man gonna buy you. Meaning what? No man is gonna help us from our conditions. Let me ask you a question. Who stays in the projects? We do, right? Who stays in the ghettos? Who the ones that got to live off food stamps? That's us. Let me get verse 15 and 16. 15 and 16. Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
He said, okay, Moses speaking to you. He said, look, if y'all don't want to listen, this is going to happen. That's your mom. So imagine your mama telling you something. She's like, hey, boy, you better take out the trash. If you don't, I'm going to whoop you. Just imagine that. Read it again from the top.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments.
So if you don't obey all your mother's house rules, right, what's going to happen?
And his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
So look, it's the same scenario when your mom say, look, hey, you better do your chores. But if you don't, I got A, B, and C lined up for you. Right. That's what God was telling us. He said, look, if y'all don't keep all God's commandments, these curses going to come upon us. Right. Read verse 16.
Verse 16, cursed shalt thou be in the city.
So if you go to Tallahassee, if you go to Quincy, if you go to Madison, Perry, who stays in the projects? We do. Nobody else. We see ourselves in there. Right. Read.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
He said, cursed shall you be in the field. Who was in the cotton fields? Us. The tobacco field. That was us. That was us. We were the ones who had to serve our enemy. We the ones who curse in every city. Think about this. What you find in our neighborhoods? You said poorness, right? Poor. Poverty. What about gangs? A lot of gangs. Why is that? That's in our neighborhoods. You don't know? Let me ask you a question. You a part of a gang? You not? That's good. What about you? You not? How old are you? You 8. You gotta think about it. But it be the same brother about your age trying to get you to join, right? Let me get into 23. 23 and 2. So anytime you hear somebody trying to speak about that, about gang life, you should, you know what? I'm good. And get away from them. All right, watch this.
The book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil.
He said, don't follow that multitude to do evil. Because what? They're going to teach you how to smoke drugs. They're going to teach you how to chase women. breaking the houses. They're going to teach you all the wrong things. He said, don't follow that multitude to do evil. Read.
Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment.
Right, let me get Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 10. Because I understand. At one point, I was your age. And I knew exactly what I saw around your age. You got a girlfriend? You don't? Have you had one? All right, what? You laid around with a girl before? All right, read what you got.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 10. My son, if sinners entice thee.
So he said, my son, if sinners entice you, who are those sinners? Those gang members. The one that's trying to go give you some drugs. There's one that's trying to what? Have sex with young girls at your age, which you should not be doing. Right? He said, if sinners entice thee, do what?
Consent thou not.
He said, don't consent unto them. The thing about this, you understood that what? We had to be forced over here and to serve our enemies. Why? Because we broke God's commandments. Think about this. Who is the main one that raising our young men in the household today? Let me ask you a question, man. What's your nationality? What's your nationality? No, that's a religion. What's your nationality?
I don't know. But I got food enough for my kids to eat.
Right. That's okay. That's okay. You say you don't know, right? Can I show you real fast before you leave? Come on, look at this sign real fast. Where you find yourself at on this sign? This sign that God called us, and this what we got called by our oppressors. And my sister, let me ask you one more question, right? You want to feed your young boys, right? That's what you're supposed to do. Think about it. Who's the biggest target in America? It's the so-called black man. So what you got? You got two young black men. So what are you supposed to show them? My sister, let me get Isaiah chapter 3 verse 12. Can you understand something? Who are the main ones that kicking down doors? Who are the main ones that selling drugs to each other or shooting one another? Is it the older man or the younger man? The younger man. The younger man.
Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors.
So God is telling us, for the so-called blacks and Hispanics, our children are the oppressors. They're the ones that kicking down the doors. They're the ones that are pulling the trigger on the guns. They're the ones that selling drugs to one another. Read.
And women rule over them.
And it said, and women rule over them, because the man of the household is not there. It said, women rule over them, and children are the oppressors. Read.
O my people, they which lead thee have caused thee to err.
He said, they that lead thee call thee to err. We are the ones out here trying to show our people who we are according to the Bible. We don't even know who we are, and we don't consider. You got to understand, as a people, we are rebellious people. We had the wrong one teaching us in our households. The young brother could try to learn and find out more about himself, but the mother came and snatched him away.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us a spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road. Purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.